pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Now the stiff arm created some space initially, but he's taken down not long after. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Giants, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
2nd and 5 now. Fields. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
A first down carry by Elliott. Powering forward. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Elliott on first down, got to get this back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
So this matchup, the second of 3 games in London this year. Vikings and Saints were here last week, and then the Broncos and Jags, they'll be at Wembley at the end of the month. Plus this year, remember, a 4th European game, our first one ever in Munich, Germany. It'll be the Bucs and the Seahawks November 13th.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields, a dump off to Elliott. Uses the stiff arm. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9.
Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
Elliott will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal.
This is caught, and it's a Packers touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Packers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Stafford. And this one too low.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Stafford. He's going deep for Brown. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Uses the stiff arm. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Packers.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. He's going to air one out. And incomplete on the deep ball.
It's almost human nature, isn't it? They score on one play. You come out on offense, you try and do exactly the same thing. They tried the deep ball, couldn't quite connect, but give them an A for effort.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. And this is caught. It's Brown.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Stafford going to give this to Akers.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Now Stafford.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Going right back to Akers.
He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Gould is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Now it's Gould after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Fields.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
These are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Stafford. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Stafford now to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
104 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Packers.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
From the 10. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. On 1st down, they'll start out with Akers.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. To throw is Stafford. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. He's going to let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Stafford. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted.
picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Packers.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And he'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up past the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Stafford on first down. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
On first down, Stafford here. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Another good gain. That's now.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
They'll run here with Akers.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal.
They'll give this to Akers running right.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal.
Again, it'll be Akers.
No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Here's Stafford. Touchdown!
Scotty Miller
From 8 yards out.
And the Giants get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Field able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is down to 28-10. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off play action, Fields. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And some room to roam now. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
Very short kick taken right at the 20.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Giants. Andy Isabella, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet.
He's got a man complete. And it's a Packers touchdown. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will make this a 19-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From way up at the 23.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now it's Stafford.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. On first down, it's Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop one pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
The kick by Gold is good. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, CD, you know, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time, how you think about it, couldn't have been any simpler. One play, one pass, touchdown.
I know those coaches put a lot of work into this game plan, but I don't think they mind possessions like that at all. They just saved those calls for this possession instead.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the 2nd half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Inside give to Elliott.
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 182 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
the counter. Elliott. This drive, obviously, I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage.
So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points. Now it's Fields off the bootleg. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Second down and goal. Fields. And he's got it. Touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott. A 7-yard touchdown grab. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. McManus's point after is good, and that pushes the lead up to 23. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken way up at the 25. And solid field position here to start as they get this out to the 40-yard line.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Giants. Andy Isabella with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. It's a run with Akers. And he's going to get into the end zone for 2. And they're back within 2 scores. Down 15 now. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Levante David in on the tackle.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over pursuing, and making a very nice play.
Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's got room. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Ezekiel Elliott with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And, Charles, the name of the game last time, efficiency. Their very first snap, they connected for a quick touchdown.
They get more value than just the points from that series as well. Only needing one play, it keeps the entire offense rested up.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Stafford's throw on target to Godwin here. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Now a first down throw. Stafford.
And that one into the hands of Brown downfield.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
De'Ami Brown,
48 yards.
And the Giants are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? How do they score here, especially a touchdown? It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Finding space at the 40.
So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good...
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Room here to run. Uses the stiff arm.
And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
A big run that time by Elliott. 42 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now Elliott. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They go to Elliott again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Fields now to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10.
He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Stafford. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts.
To the air again, Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Desperation time for Stafford on fourth down. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown.
Chris Godwin.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now, you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Ezekiel Elliott, 44 yards. And the Packers are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their fourth quarter lead. How about the game that he has compiled here? So he has the 2 receiving touchdowns, and now that is his 3rd rushing touchdown. 3 plus 2, 5 total.
I'm telling you, you and your math can't beat you on that one. Yeah. You got it down. But how about the diversity of the day he's had? Just what you pointed out. 3 on the ground, 2 catching them. What a performance.
What a performance. If I get my numbers and colors down, it's going to be a real threat.
Just always remember, color between the lines.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow. That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And that'll be knocked away and played.
Certainly looked like someone was very a lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Play action. Stafford. He's able to find Miller. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 43. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
The Giants on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is third and 10. Throwing again is Stafford. He's going to take another shot here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally, because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it. Might not do too much for the result of the game, but it could add to your stats.
Here we go on fourth. Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Past the 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick 6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really you're almost at the point of no options. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense call, able to make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that will bump the lead up to 26. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll go again here with Akers. And some room to work. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop him.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. That one looks like he'll throw here. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now a give. Akers running left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford going deep this time for Miller. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. Solid footwork, but not able to get a whole lot. Brought down shy of the 10. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got him in. Complete. The 30. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 66 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
From the 22, Fields. And that's Elliott, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Green Bay, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town.